Guys, good to see you. Thank you. You know, any chance I can to get in my car and drive it, I love. But having the opportunity to talk with you is equally enjoyable. Thank you for joining us. This is kind of the point of view video that my friend Mike of Brink of Speed just recently did, and the subject that he was talking about has prompted me to hop in the car and talk with you and spin off from that. Might be getting a little rush hour traffic here as I accelerate around with my solar performance throttle controller. I gotta tell you something about that here by the end of today's video. Let's talk about the subject at hand. A C8 and a 7-speed manual transmission. When I saw that title in this thumbnail, I was like, okay, I gotta talk about this. And I got a lot of feedback from people out there watching that watch Mike and know me. And some people weren't too happy. They said, hey, I really don't appreciate him doing that clickbait video, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't clickbait. That's the one thing Mike doesn't do. There's other guys out there doing that because, well, Mike and some other guys out there, unlike myself, that's their full-time job, is to do YouTube. My buddy Joe in Michigan said, Rick, you know, people don't realize what I go through behind the scenes. Joe and I had some pretty candid conversations, and he's just been awesome. But he says, Rick, people don't realize that you have a full-time job and you're still doing full-time YouTube job. And for those other guys, that's all they do is YouTube. But for me, I can't do one without the other. They've been a great compliment and really, truly having the passion for Corvette basically all my life. But now doing it from a retail standpoint and now having my car, I feel more connected to the community, to this car, to you guys. We better stop here. Ooh. All right, sorry, I had to slam on the brakes there. I was gonna try to squeak through there, and that was not the right thing to do, especially during rush hour. So anyways, Mike did this video talking about the 7-speed transmission, possibly at a C8 Corvette. And it made me think about all the things I try to do for you guys. I think the one thing we've done very well is inform you, educate you, share experiences, not just mine, yours. And together we have such a unique Corvette channel that's unlike any other car channel, Corvette channel out there on YouTube. So there are guys that have to make videos just to make videos, but there's guys out there that have dramatized stuff, that have misrepresented stuff, and they can lie and just go, oops, sorry. For me, I can't do that, and I don't want to do that to you guys just for the sake of making a video. Now, let me change lanes here. I'm a big boy. If I make a mistake, I'll admit to you that I made a mistake. And we've done that in the past because I want to earn your trust. I want to earn your business. And like I said in the caravan, I want to be your friend too. I'm not just a Corvette salesman. So the point I'm trying to make is when I saw that video title from Mike, I'm like, I've been sitting on some information for 2 years. And I didn't say anything because I've learned a long time ago, thanks to David Hill, upon his retirement, that there is no value for me doing what I do as a retail representative to post stuff in advance, to be first without hurting somebody. You guys saw I had a picture of the actual intake for the ZR1 for almost 2 years. And I gotta tell you, I am so thankful that all the contacts that I have and the enthusiasm that they have for this car that they share with me. And that's really all that's all about. It's not for me to post anything and make the team look bad, to bust their announcements that they have coming for us. It's neat for me to have that. It's so hard for me to sit on it, but that's the right thing to do. So I've had, first, let's back up for a second before I tell you what I've had. First, let me share with you what Mike had said on his channel the other night.
Now, before we talk about the manual transmission, let me tell you where I heard it from. So I have a follower that is really good friends with a GM engineer. Not going to name any names. This GM engineer supposedly, and I'm just saying this for their benefit, pulled up in a Zora Mule. And he actually opened the door and showed the manual transmission. So this follower of mine is supposedly just letting me know what he saw. And when he asked the engineer if that was like, I mean, is that really a manual transmission? He said, absolutely. And supposedly it's going to be the only manual transmission C8 variant there is. So, first of all, that's the first bit of news that he told him. And of course, my follower got very excited because, as many of you know, there's a lot of us out there who would love to see a manual transmission in a C8 platform, in the mid-engine Corvette platform. And so for him to see this and for the engineer to say, yes, it's happening, we're all excited about it, is a big deal. Now again, this may not be true, but this is what he saw.
All right, so now let me say this. My first inclination hearing that was one of two things. First, I want to say that's bullshit. And it is just because, and I can say that to you guys because we're broadcasting to a mature audience. Because I know a lot of GM engineers, I know a lot of guys that drive this car in the experimental phase, and they don't just flippantly go, oh, look what I have. These guys can't pee without permission. They're not going to just open the door to some Joe Blow. Oh, look who I'm driving it. That alone makes me not buy that. But because of the conversation that I had, that's what prompted this video, because of the conversation that I had with a General Motors person, and we'll just leave it at that. But I was told that a 7-speed manual transmission was a conversation, was a consideration. So again, there's no value in being first. I didn't need to broadcast that 2 years ago. Even if it's true, does it make it come any quicker? Not at all. Sit back and enjoy the show, enjoy what we have in this Corvette. So when Mike did the video, I'm like, okay, so maybe there is something to the conversation I had a couple of years ago. I reached out to my contact and he said, man, as far as I know right now, there's nothing made, let alone on the books to be a 7-speed manual as far as he knew. And he's in a pretty good position. So I at least wanted to share that with you. So again, the thing, oh, look at, I don't know. But I know it was a conversation, so I at least wanted to get your guys' feedback. I'd love the engagement from this audience, good or bad. I learned from you. I want to get better, and I want to continue to stay connected to you. So in the comments down below, let me know what you think about a 7-speed manual transmission. They were talking about it in Mike's video that it would be, and this makes sense, in the capacity of a Zora car only, which I still don't think it's going to be a Zora car. I think it's going to be a package within the ZR1 car. So that remains to be seen yet. But do you think we need a 7-speed manual? Now you C7 guys, settle down real quick before you start jamming on the keyboard. I know, man, I love my 7-speed, it's great, and I get it. Because a 7-speed manual in this car would not be about speed. It would be about participation and that connection that maybe some of you are missing. You'll never outshift the DCT transmission. You just won't. And I love it. And sometimes I'll get into a UC7 that's a manual and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'll take it up the street, go through the gears a little bit. It's like, oh my gosh, this feels great. But then as we get older and we drive our cars more to drive that every day, does it lose its effectiveness in the manual transmission? Furthermore, let's talk about this. The majority of the people, and let's just go back, let's say 25 years, that are drivers now, the majority in today's society can't even drive a freaking stick. Leads me to another thing I want to talk about in Corvette news real quick, and then I want to tell you a funny story about people that can't drive a stick. Corvette blogger just posted, and this is a double win for Chevrolet and Team Corvette. The #1 selling sports car under 35 years of age is the C8 Corvette. Wow. When C8 came out, they wanted to attract a new buyer, go beyond the Corvette loyal base. They've accomplished that. Tons of new people. I'm in that statistic because I never had a Corvette, so I'm one of those guys. But they also wanted to lower the demographic, and they've done that too. So way to go, guys. So anyways, the 7-speed story. Back at a dealership I worked at before, everybody at that time had demos, and we sold this one guy's demo who was 47, 48 years old at the time. So we sell his demo, and we're all getting ready to leave at the end of the night. And he goes, oh, hey, I need a car. It's like, oh, yeah, we got your car. It's over on the other side of the building, left the keys in it. Okay, and we knew that we were setting him up. We're leaving out this door. He goes on that door. Next thing you know, he comes running across. Hey! We're like, what's wrong? We're waiting. Come on, say it. We want to hear you say it. Because the demo's a manual. Yeah, okay, well, we got to go. See you Monday. No, man. What? I can't drive a stick. Yes, I wanted to hear him say it. So anyways, it made me think of that real quick. That was a pretty funny story. I got a lot of stories, man. A lot of neat stuff, a lot of content coming on this channel. It is so wonderful to have the opportunity to talk with you guys. So that's the 7-speed drama, if you will. Mike was not doing a clickbait video. He was simply making content because that's his job, but sharing a conversation he had that he felt was credible. So I don't blame him for that. Part of it I do think is bull, but I've seen inside a Zora test car, okay? I'm not gonna say where, but it was not a manual. But there's so many of these test cars out there, you don't know what the hell you're looking at, you know what I mean? There's so much hiding in plain sight, so many things so far in advance, which leads me to ask you guys another question. Make comments down below in regards to the C9 Corvette. What do you think that we would have to change? I love this car so much, I really do, but what do you think we could change or need to change for the C9 Corvette? What does the C9 Corvette need to be? I'd love to hear from you guys. I hope I'm here to see it. The C8's damn near gonna kill me. It's been so stressful selling this car. It's been a lot of fun, but you guys have not, you've seen a little bit, but you've not seen it all. That comes out of my book. And I am gonna write a book. I appreciate that recommendation. Rick, write a book. You know what, I will, but right now's not the time. Too much work to do, too much fun to have, you know what I mean? But here's another thing. I've had information and I've hinted, even talked about this at the Caravan. I think it's been a couple of years we kind of hinted about it because I've had some intel on it about a Grand Sport. And of course Chevy hasn't said anything about it because they're not ready to announce the car. But I know in my heart, I feel in my heart a Grand Sport is coming, and I think it's coming sooner than you guys think. What I said about a year ago, I think I'm right too, is that when that car comes out, that will be the car everybody wants. It should be, provided that they can build it, the most sought after C8 Corvette. And then you're probably thinking as a car person, okay, well, they've got the E-Ray, they got the Z06, they got the ZR1, they got the steering ring. Where the hell does Grand Sport fit in? It actually fits in perfectly right in between Stingray and E-Ray. And I've got a lot more intel on that car too. And again, I can't blurt it out. I just want you guys to know that I am passionate and digging for information and pumped at what we've got right now, but what we've got coming. And there's a surprise once GM announces it, which I think is going to be sooner than you guys think. Also coming too, I got a little bit of conversation about, and this is going to happen. I know some people are like, oh, really? No, we did a whole video on this, the Corvette SUV. So there's some drama going on with that right now. I don't really want to expand on that, but that's coming too. So thank you everybody that gives me credible information. I respect your positions and would never put you in a compromising position. And as I said at the beginning of today's video, I've learned not to compromise the team either. I've always been the biggest cheerleader for this car out there. Sometimes I'm misunderstood at corporate, but it is all from the heart and all good intentions in anything that we talk about in regards to this car. It really is. Real quick, going back to the 7-speed thing, maybe there is some credibility to that. Also too, because Porsche just come out with their GT3 and what is it, their 911T are going to be manual transmission cars. So it'll be interesting, but they'll have to change a lot of the stuff over, which I think is changing for 26, you know, but I don't know, man. This is such a driver's car and the paddles are so fast. They react so well. It's like 7-speed? I don't know. I don't think it helps us. Now, in regards to 2025 and current production for Corvette, they're planned to build through Friday, December 13th, and shut down for the holidays and the new year, and come back building on January 6th. Ordering, as far as order cycles, constraints, and all that brain damage, there's still people that if you're buying this car, you want to order the car, and I appreciate those opportunities. Going to be one order cycle per month for November, December, and January. Our very next order cycle is a couple of weeks away. Those cars will get built probably January, arriving late January into February. We'll keep you up to date as things progress, okay? For the winners of my Corvette Conti election t-shirt, check out the comments down below in this slide right here. If your name is on this slide, make a comment in my posted comment down below with your email address so I can reach out to you. Sizes are really limited. Just wanted to have some fun on election day, and we'll get those out as quickly as we can. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Congratulations, and thanks everybody for engaging and watching the channel. Man, I had so much more I wanted to talk about, and I have a tendency when I get into the car and I get relaxed that I can sit and talk to you guys for a long time. So thank you for watching and responding in the manner in which you do. As far as, I just want to say one more thing, talking about C9 and C8. I don't have hardly anybody asking about, oh, what's next for C9 or when's C9 coming. I think C8, now years ago I was told C8 goes through 2028 and C9 would be 2029. So 28 is going to be the 75th anniversary, but I think they're really going to try and make this generation be one of the longest tenures for Corvette. I can see them going to 2030. And like I said earlier, I don't know what you could change, what they need to change, and what they will change for a C9 generation Corvette. This is a wonderful car. And right now, the matrix on inventory have changed drastically in the last several months. Now you got an opportunity to come into our dealership, test drive a car, buy a car, and take it home. Or you can order a car. So we've got the best of all worlds. Last year this time, we were not having that conversation. So if you're looking for a car, this is the time of the year that typically you look for a deal. We've got deals. In stock 2024 Corvettes that I have are 10% off. It's huge, man. Nice and easy. Let's find a car that works for you guys. Be a little flexible. Maybe you got a 2020, 21, maybe a 22 that you say, hey, you know what? I got a coupe and I want to trade up to a convertible. I'd love to talk to you guys. Contact information has been up on the screen. Let me know. Okay, construction, we don't want to drive around to that. I got to turn around, but we got to wrap this up anyways tonight. But one thing I just want to toot my horn, if I may. I'm just very proud, number one, to have the opportunity to broadcast to you guys. But the effectiveness of what we talk about and the manner in which we share it, I think is just amazing. And I'm talking about the responses, the business opportunities, the conversations. We get people talking. We've inspired you guys to change your Corvette ownership and change your mindset to really start enjoying things. I'm in this weird part of my life right now that I'm thinking about the end of my life and my legacy, and I don't want to get all soupy on you, but it's starting to bother me a little bit. So I'm trying to have more fun. It looks like I'm in the construction. So anyways, yes, I want to have more fun, bring back, and I guess I've always had that kind of a wacky personality anyways, going back to my radio days, and just do silly things to make you laugh. That it doesn't have to be all about information or educational or business. Sometimes it's just through the car, with you, through you, on the channel. Have freaking fun, man. We do some wacky things, and I got some more fun things coming for you guys. But I think what we've done very well is to connect. I don't wear sunglasses. I'm not these kids today that they're on their phones and the camera's here, but they're looking at the screen here. Hey, if you're talking to me, look at me, talk to me. I hate these freaking kids, and it irritates me. It's just like I can't even engage and enjoy the conversation regardless of what they're talking about because they're looking off camera. Anyways, I think we do connect very well. We're very real, very passionate, very sincere, and we get people talking. And the one thing that I've done lately that I'm so proud and I'm having so much fun with, and I'm hoping to get the edit done, I didn't last week and I'm still behind schedule, is my track experience at the NCM Motorsports Park. I made the autocross component through the cones of competition. The instructors were cracking up. They go, dude, you're killing me right now. We think this is so much fun. Everybody elevated their game and their focus because of the autocross, and I want to beat Rick. I put myself out there. Yeah, come on, get some. And you made me elevate my game too, man. It was so much fun, and we're continuing that now. In case you missed the announcement on Tuesday night, Corey from Paragon Performance, I appreciate his support and I appreciate his business. He's getting a new E-Ray in Hysteria Purple. It's going to be a museum delivery. And thanks to the NCM Motorsports Park, we actually have an autocross component special. You drive your car through that course for a couple of hours, unlimited runs for $50. And then you can use one of their cars for $150 to do the autocross. It's going to be timed. I got a trophy for the fastest time of the day. I know a lot of people are gunning for me. let's go, man. Let's go have some fun and give you guys an experience maybe you've never had before. That's what happened at my track day. I've had a lot of guys that were good tracking guys, but never did that part of tracking. And what you also get, and we'll talk about this on Sunday as well, and I've seen and discovered through the last couple of years of doing tracking and autocross, is the camaraderie. It's that culture within the Corvette culture, that togetherness and the conversations and the fun that we're having off track as we do being on track. It is simply amazing. So we've created awareness, we've provided information, experiences, and I want to continue to do that with your support and your engagements. I know we will, and I know that we're going to make, and I know we have, continue to make a difference for Corvette owners now and in the future. So back to Corey's delivery day. That's December 6th at the National Corvette Museum. After the delivery at the museum, we're going to go outside of the canopy. We got some really nice giveaways for you guys, and you need to be there. And then we'll go across the street and we'll screw around, and you'll take a shot at me. And I'm going for it this time, especially Corey. Corey wants to beat me so bad. And I know he's got a lot more experience than I, but I'll feel great on his special day if I beat him. That's right. Kind of a raw conversation today, a little bit more than I intended to, so hopefully I didn't offend anybody. I hope you appreciate that. Maybe I've earned you as a subscriber. You're like, wait a minute, this guy's really shooting from the gut, from the hip, from the heart. This is a channel that I want to watch. And I have just, for me, not just because I sell the car, but because I love the car for years and years, guys. They're countless things I've predicted without even knowing. I've predicted what happened, need to happen, and then when they happen, I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm freaking right. I get pumped up off camera. Yes, I'm right. And I feel like I'm really connected to this car, that I really am in touch with the customer base, the community, and what we want and what we need, you know. So it feels good. It really does. And there's some great things coming for you guys. I promise you that. Anyways, solar performance throttle controller, such a conversation, and the comments and the feedback continue to pour in. There's a link in the comments. In addition to the people that won the t-shirt contest, there's a link in the comments that you can click and get a 5% discount getting that throttle controller. There's also links on how to do that install. It's so easy, thanks to Chuck showing you the right way to tuck all that device and the wires. But the responsiveness of the throttle is something you don't realize that you're missing. Put that on and you'll feel it immediately. I'm driving right now. I'm in Sport 6, and I love it. Some of you had said, well, you know, after a couple of weeks, you know, the thrill kind of goes away. No, you just get used to it. Do what I did. I turned it off. I went to the OEM mode. Drove like that, not just for one driving session. I drove for 2 days. You know, coming off a stop sign or traffic light, getting out of the freeway. I could feel the lack of response in the throttle that I didn't realize was there, but it's there, guys. The Solar Performance Throttle Controller, it's the real deal. You get the enhancement to the accelerator, but don't forget why I started using it in the first place. On the app on your phone, you can lock out your gas pedal. And I still use the yellow club as a deterrent, so I got a visual deterrent. And one more way, even if they get in the car, they can't start and drive the car away. Even if they started it, they can't drive it away. They can't turn that off, as we talked about in recent Tech Tuesday, on the device in your center console. That only can be done on the app on your phone, okay? So some great value there. Also talking about, I've got it, thanks Joe and the staff at Solar for sending that, about installing a throttle body. You know, and it's not so much of additional horsepower, it's more about the responsiveness and the effectiveness of what you have right now. And that is something I think we're going to put in by the end of the year and just enhance the car a little bit more. And you can do this so affordably and not spend tens of thousands of dollars to just get a little, you always like to get like a little bit more out of your car. This is going to be a cool way to do it. So stay tuned for that video. But the throttle controller thing, man, it's great, but do that. Force yourself not to have it on any mode but OEM for 2 days. Go about your day, do your normal driving, and you're going to start to see that there was a lag there that you never realized was always there. It's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So have some fun with it, guys. And thanks for that support. Use that RIC5 at checkout to get a 5% discount. That will also be counted on the throttle body. You'll get a discount if you buy that. I should be able to find a link, and I'll put that in the comments as well. So there's all kinds of links down in the comments down below. Check those out. Take advantage of that. That supports me, supports the channel, and it helps you guys too. Because let's face it, I've had, last thing and I'll let you go, I told you I love to talk to you guys. I've had other companies send me stuff and want me to talk about it. It's not about getting free stuff and that kind of thing. I'm very selective. I told you this a long time ago about what I put on my car and what you guys put on your car. And some of these companies said, hey man, you know, I sent you this stuff and blah, 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 and you didn't talk about it, and how can you do this and that and that and that and that. And I said, no, and I tried to be really, really nice. And I just tried to be really nice. And they just kept hammering. And one guy, I remain nameless, it's no point, just got really nasty with me. I said, I'll send it back to you, dude. It's not a problem. Well, how come you didn't use it? And how come this? I said, you really want to know why? He goes, yeah. I go, because I think your product is shit. How's that? Any more questions? Have a great day. It's not about that for me, getting free stuff. I like what I like, and when I like it, I want to share it with you guys because I think you'll like it too. Okay? Have a great day.